Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
And I'm Pastor Wayne Moore.
Always a pleasure to host with you.
It is, big brother. Always good to be here with you.
Likewise, and we appreciate you and all of the work that you do in the community.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate you as well.
Thank you.
Just came out of a job program.
Yeah, youth jobs.
Youth jobs.
That we work together on.
Yeah, we still do when we can.
Yeah.
Clean for Green, successful this year.
Very successful.
Very successful this year, helped some young people. How many did you average?
About 60.
That's good.
Yeah.
Remember one time we had over 600 kids.
It was quite a few. I got pictures of that. Yeah. It was pretty incredible.
I remember when they told us our group was too big to finance.
That's what they said. They said reduce it to 50.
50, yeah, go to 50 from 600.
So what happens to the other 550?
Yeah.
We've got some great sponsors working with us, and we want to thank all of our sponsors.
Yeah, and we want to do, but matter of fact, one of our guests is here today to be with us.
Interviewing them, yeah.
Tamiko and Associates, Realty Group, Martin University, Marion County Public Health Department, Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes, His Place is Eatery, and Fervent Care Christian Academy. And not only that, we have Northside Window and Gutter Cleaning. Right here, they help us stay on the air and bring information to you.
Yeah, we love all of our sponsors, and we love you all because you tune in and you help make this show successful. I want to encourage you to go to WHMB TV 40. You can watch this show when it's over, as well as others that you might have missed. Be sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and
like us on Facebook. We're there waiting on you so we can share some things that we're trying to share with everyone else.
You're going to be joined in just a bit by one of the most exciting and thriving realtors in the state of Indiana. Miss Tamiko Whitaker is going to be joining us here in just a little bit, so you don't want to miss it. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Miss Tamiko Whitaker of Tamiko and Associates Realty Group.
Can I get some of what you guys did earlier?
Absolutely.
Thank you, yes, okay.
And we're very, very proud of the work that you're doing in the community, not just as a realtor, but you've done a lot of other things prior to this, so it's just been an amazing journey. And also a wonderful member of the Fervent Prayer Church.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
You are doing a wonderful, wonderful job with FC Tucker. Of course, you have your realty company that you're running. You're the CEO.
Yes.
And you're doing really, really well. How many agents are working with you?
Currently, I have 5 agents. Yeah, we started in November of last year, and so 4 of the agents were new, and that was really strategic, having them all come on at the same time, really putting the work into helping them and developing them. And today they are doing it.
Yeah.
I could imagine with this market.
Yes, it's a good time.
It's a good time for real estate, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And how did you end up getting involved in real estate? Because you've done a lot of things. This is really reinventing yourself.
It is. I am background prior military, and I recruited for the military for 15 years. So having that experience and really communicating with people, doing sales and serving, this was just another way to pretty much extend that. And so I always wanted to know, what could I do where I can really control my own destiny as it relates to income, time management, and I love looking at homes. You know what? I'll just go for it. And that's what I did. And when I say it was the best decision that I ever made, absolutely.
Is it a buyer's market?
It is a seller's market still, at this point.
Still, yeah.
But it's still good for buyers because the interest rate is still pretty low. And so buyers are really doing well if they have a good agent to help them navigate the, the whole process as it relates to, putting in the offers and things like that. But
well, tell us what a good agent is. Apparently, we're sitting with one.
Absolutely, gladly. I am excited to be an agent. And I think in the city of Indianapolis, we have a lot of real estate agents. I really think that
with more and more coming on.
Yes, more and more coming on, absolutely. I think with COVID, when everything was kind of shut down, a lot of agents that took the class online, and because when COVID kind of lifted a little bit, they came out of nowhere. I mean, it was like all these agents. So we have a lot of dynamic agents within the city of Indianapolis, within our state, and so shout out to all of the agents who are doing great jobs. But what you want to look for as you look for an agent, you want to look for someone who is first of all available. In this market, you really don't have time to hunt your agent down because things go way too quickly. So availability is very important. You also want to look for an agent who is trained. Training is really, really important because now there's so many different strategies that are needed to really, present the right offer or to obtain the attention of the seller. So you really have to be trained and have an agent who knows how to negotiate and navigate the market. And then you also have to have an agent who is caring. I think compassion and caring is really big because it can be a really emotional journey. Even though it's a seller's market, it's emotional for the sellers. It's emotional for the buyers. So you really have to have someone who's really sensitive and who can really just display caring and compassion for someone who's in the process.
Displaying compassion, tell us how you're handling the appraisals. You do know we have issues with appraisals.
Ooh, yeah.
There are a lot of appraisers who are doing things that are just not feasible for sellers. Yeah. And how are you handling that? How are you helping that seller deal with this appraiser?
Well, personally, I'm buyer heavy, so that means that I work with a lot more buyers than I do sellers. Well, okay. I do work with sellers as well. So I really haven't run into a lot of issues where we've had appraisal issues for the sellers. Okay. More of what I run into is appraisal issues for the buyers. Okay. Because buyers are putting in these offers, appraisals are coming back lower, and the buyers are being expected to make up the difference, which we call appraisal gap. And so, as we were talking about before, the show, these appraisal gaps are $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 is what they're expected to make up the difference in that because of this crazy market. Yeah. So
the buyers have to make that up.
Yes. And again, it's negotiating. Yeah. So being able to negotiate that up front really helps relieve some of that stress once the appraisal actually comes back. And so that's very, very important to be able to manage the buyer's expectations, right? And try to prevent any of those issues
buyer's
if
gaps.
we can. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you are a member of the President's Club.
Yes.
With FC Tucker.
Yes. And
within that environment, of course, your office, they just built a brand new, beautiful facility out there on Oleo Road. Yes. In Geist. And you actually have an office. Yes. And there are other agents who are in the kind of general population area. So there's differentiation, and that's not taking anything away from the other agents. It's just the productivity. Absolutely. And it's been 2 years. So some of the young agents, and when I say young, I mean those agents just getting involved, or agents who are seasoned who might be discouraged. Can you share any of the secret sauce, if you will? Yeah. Because you're sort of like the Serena Williams of real estate, just a champion in that. What has fueled that success in just 2 years?
It's a really good question because we all want to be successful. For me, again, it is really caring, serving. My background is serving, so make sure you're putting that first because when you're taking care of people, they talk about you. They share your information. A lot of prayer, a lot of focus, making sure that I'm actually in a position to be seen. So branding is really big. I have billboards, 3 billboards, commercial. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to have a commercial on this station. So that's awesome. I get so much business
from this.
No other realtors, though. We don't need any more realtors. But I do. I'm really grateful because I get phone calls all the time, and that's a whole other show to talk about some of the phone calls I get.
And if we do get any more realtors, then they want to advertise on this show.
Most definitely.
They
But
wanna-
they have to
This is
fall
where
in
the
line
anointing
behind who?
Behind Tamika.
That's right.
Of course, because I am a sponsor and I'm excited to be a sponsor. So yeah, branding is very, very important. So that's one of the things that really helps me to have clients is branding. And you have to invest in what you want to see. You know, you have to plant the seeds. You know, I'm a tither, I'm a giver. You know, so all of those things I think are very important as it relates to being successful.
Yeah.
Well, that's very, very good. And thank you for selling my wife and I our home. And one of the things that she did is she went out and bought things to stage the house with her own money. And a lot of people are not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, and it was because of you and the grace of God that we were able to finally sell our house. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do it. That's important, though, because, you know, people think they see realtors, they see your clothes, and you're making money. You really have to have a heart to give back. And so much of what we do, you just don't see it, right? Things like that. Calling on people that we know that can, you know, fill the void when something needs to happen. If you need a painter, you know, being that resource, being that hub, giving great references. So it's a lot, you know, it's a lot to it. You know, if you're out of town, if the seller's out of town, being there for them. I have a client right now, he just left this morning. We're selling his house, so I have to be there to let the painter in and things like that. So you just have to really make sure you have an agent who's all in.
A lot of work.
Yeah,
That'll
it
work,
is.
Yeah.
Stay with us. We got more of Tamika Whitaker when we come back and talk about the benefits of owning versus renting, even in a global pandemic. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Tamika Whitaker, Tamiko and Realty Company and Associates, connected to FC Tucker. And you know, I've been doing some reading on entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs, and of course you're an entrepreneur at heart, but working in that environment and being able to be as successful as you are, it's just been amazing. The benefits of coming into an environment like that. FC Tucker, can you kind of talk about that, the benefits of, for those who are thinking about, well, I'm going to go out and on my own, I'm just going to do it like that. Is there any benefit to the way that you're doing it?
You know, it's really personal preference and long-term goals. Like, what do they see themselves doing later down the road? I know for me, I chose Tucker because it's the largest brand in the state of Indiana. They have amazing training, but I also look at the fact of how do I want to grow and then what makes sense. And so for me, I could have easily been a realtor for 2 years, started my own brokerage, gotten out there and just did my own thing. But at this age of 52, I'm like, I need to work smarter and not harder. And I'm going to just kind of stay put until it no longer makes sense. So what that means is FC Tucker or any other larger company, they cover everything for you as it relates to your marketing, your IT, you know, your actual office. So when it comes to the overhead, it makes more sense for me. But again, it just depends on each individual and where they see themselves going. Now, if you were to start your own brokerage, you don't have to answer to anyone, you know, you're 100% commission, all of that. And so it just depends on that person's preference of where they see themselves
So
going.
Well, right now it ain't broke.
No, it's not. It's not broke, and it works for you.
Oh, it works for me.
It works for you,
Yes.
and in the meantime, you can learn if you decide to do your own brokerage.
Yeah.
You can learn how to conservatively move in that particular direction.
Absolutely.
And because
It
where you are
also
now.
allows me to be around people who are growing and who are doing things on different levels too. And sometimes when you jump out too fast and do your own
You
thing,
miss some
you
things.
miss the opportunities to grow and to partner.
Yeah.
So
And you have a very diverse staff too.
I do.
I saw that on the billboard.
Yeah, that's intentional.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish some other areas in the city were intentional with that. Talk about owning and renting. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I have so many people who reach out to me who ask that question. They're like, why would I own? I'm renting, I'm fine. But there's some advantages to owning versus renting. First of all, when you're owning, you're paying yourself. So every month when you pay that mortgage, you're paying yourself. So it's almost like a forced savings. So you're actually putting away equity in that, as opposed to renting. That money is going away, you never see it again, and you have absolutely nothing to show for it. The next thing about it is you're looking at the ability to do whatever you want to do with your home. So if you want to paint the walls, if you want to have company, whatever you want to do, you're able to do that because you own the home. Also building a legacy, leaving a legacy for your children. If something were to happen, you could have something to pass on.
Family wealth.
Family wealth, absolutely. That's another big thing to it. And then there's also tax benefits to it. There's tax exemptions with the homestead, the mortgage exemptions, and then there's different write-offs you can do because you are a homeowner. So there's so many different benefits to it that people just don't know. They look at, I own a home, if something goes wrong, I have to pay for it, but that's why you have a home warranty, or that's why you have home insurance. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy about the younger people. Most of my clients that I have are first-time homeowners. I absolutely welcome seasoned second, third, fourth-time homeowners as well, but the education piece for me is priceless.
We're in a pandemic, and there has been some serious rent issues. We live in a state that for so many years practiced, whether many people want to talk about it, redlining, and which forbidden people from buying in certain areas. And I think our country is experiencing the influx of redlining now because their first-time homeowners did not, they might have wanted a certain area. I'm pretty sure you've experienced that as a realtor. And look at the resources that have been spent just to keep people in other people's properties.
Yeah.
City of Indianapolis, $53 million.
Wow.
And asking for another $100 million for rent assistance. Now, that versus buying makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's really interesting because for the people who are renting, I think if we could find a way to educate them more on credit repair and what that looks like, I think that will help them to be able to get into a position of purchasing and be a little more comfortable and just kind of encouraging them to do that.
So you're going to offer a credit repair class eventually?
I will bring in those resources, absolutely.
My point exactly.
Because a lot of people say, well, I'm renting and I can't get a home because I just don't have the credit score or I don't have the down payment.
Right.
So what is your rebuttal to those kinds of things?
I love it because I partner, and again, it's about partnerships, right? Because we can't do everything on within ourselves. But I partner with lenders who have down payment assistance programs, who are able to take someone. If someone calls me right now, you're like, I'm at about a 580. I want to be higher, then I connect them with a lender who's vested. Because if this lender helps them, they put them in a simulator and help them identify exactly what they need to do. And they tell them, do this, 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 and this, and within about 3 months, you'll be ready.
3 months?
Yeah, it depends, case by case.
It depends on how severe the damage is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They can tell them specifically what to do. And then when they do that, and then I follow up with them, now they're homeowners. But a lot of times they're out there and they're like, I'm working on my credit, I'm getting myself together. But if you connect with me or you connect with the lender who's going to say, based on the simulator, this is exactly what you need to do. Don't touch that, pay that down. Don't touch that, don't pay that off. That's going to really help. So,
and wherever you're renting, do your best not to miss that particular payment.
Yes. So that education piece I think is big. So that is not a showstopper that your credit is not right, because I'm like, I'll be here next year. So if it takes a year to build that credit, and I've done it, I've seen it, then I'm going to be here with you for it.
And there are veterans who are watching who need to call you. And
Yes.
you've got veterans, special things for veterans, who are leaving the closing table with checks.
Yes, I get excited about that.
Yeah.
So like being a prior military, I always ask for a military discount no matter where I go, whether I need it or not, I just ask for it. I mean, we've served, right? And so being that I am always asking, I want to be the one to also offer it. So as an agent, Tucker has a Military on the Move program where we give a certain percentage of our commission back to the veteran. Not everyone does it. It's optional. I don't know if anyone does it other than me, but I do it because I really care and I want to give back. And so that's one of the perks if you're a prior military. It doesn't matter which branch of service.
I lost out on that one. The closest I came to that was ROTC. You don't help in the ROTC?
Sorry. But come see me.
We an army of the Lord.
Yeah, we're the army of the Lord.
Hey.
But that don't get to the part she's talking about.
I'll take care of you. Call me.
We have about 60 seconds left with you, and you've been a great guest. What would you say to people who are still on the fence about buying a home?
Yeah, I would say absolutely call me or call an agent that you know who knows what they're doing. They've been in the business for a little while. They can educate you on the process because you need to know your options. It's not the right time for everyone, absolutely not, but the time will come. So I would say at least do your research. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it, and then you can have the education that you need to make an informative decision.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Every preacher's not a pastor, and every salesperson is not a realtor. So make sure you call
I
the
like
right
that.
people.
All
Like that? You
right,
can use it
yeah.
if you want.
Okay.
We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
And I'm Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm Curtis Baker, your producer of Real People, Real Voices.
Tell us who our sponsors
It's
are.
a great show today. Well, we just had Tamiko Realty
Yeah,
Group.
that
I
was
should have saved her
phenomenal.
for last, actually.
Yeah.
Martin University, Marion County Public Health Department, and Lee Castle and Crawley, Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes, Northside Window Gutter and Cleaning, His Place Eatery, and Fervent Care Christian Academy.
And you're
It's a
wearing
lot.
some
Yeah,
Al's
actually, this
Modern
tie
Clothing and Shoes.
came from Al's Modern Clothing. and
Nice
Shoes.
tie.
Nice tie.
Suit's nice too.
He doesn't have anything over there to fit me.
Yeah, you say that all the time. He
And
does.
I can't
He actually does custom-made suits and clothing. He'll fix you right up. Make sure
As
you
long
go
as they're
over.
$99, I can get
He'll make that happen too.
But you heard it right here on.
But
Al's going to make that happen.
Al's going to make
I
it
can
happen.
make it happen for anybody.
Yeah, he's going to make that. We're going to have him on next time.
Tamiko was amazing.
I heard you called her the Venus Williams of realtors.
Real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Like Naomi Osaka.
Yeah. 2 years.
Yeah.
And just
She does.
President's Club.
She does a great job. I mean, I see her out in the community. I see her billboards. I see her commercials, which are fantastic on the station. I'm so glad that they're working for her.
Yeah. And the gifts are transferable. She would be successful in just about anything she's going to do.
She has the tone for it.
Yeah.
She's very resourceful too. Actually, I called her. We were getting our inside of our house painted, and I called her. Did she have any recommendations for any painters? She gave me a recommendation. Guy came over the very next day, gave us an estimate. Excellent job.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how well she does when she's doing what she does.
Yeah. And we see it happening. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.